The Swope Park Rangers will be looking to return to winning ways this evening. And what a better place to do it than at home. They'll look to continue a 10-game unbeaten streak in Kansas City dating back to last season. They already won the home opener of this year, but tonight they'll have to play host to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. It's USL Soccer coming to you live from Kansas City, Kansas. Good evening and welcome to Kansas City, Kansas. Children's Mercy Park is the scene for tonight's matchup between the Swope Park Rangers and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. As once again, the Swope Park Rangers will be looking to return to winning ways, a 10-game unbeaten streak in Kansas City on the line. Alongside Sam Cobbs and I'm Carter Augustine. It's our first broadcast of the year, and Sam, what a good one we have on our hands. And the Swope Park Rangers off to free scoring ways this year in 2018.
Off to a flying start under first-year head coach Paolo Nagramer with 9 goals scored, Carter, through 3 games, but also 7 goals conceded. And then you look at Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, a little bit different. 2 losses, 1 win to start the season, 2 goals scored on either side. So fascinating clash of styles tonight. Looking forward to a good game. Should be a really good game. Colorado Springs looking to return to winning ways as well, and they will look to their captain, Josh Suggs, providing service from out wide. That's right. Josh Suggs is a left back by trade, but he gets forward into the attack plenty. Second in the United Soccer League with 11 chances created this year. He was a 2016 All-League selection, and in 2017 he led the team with 8 assists. We'll go from an experienced captain leading Colorado Springs to a newcomer on the scene, and an exciting one at that for the Swope Park Rangers. Several loanees in action tonight from Sporting Kansas City, but a professional debut for Gianluca Busio should be very exciting. And I can't remember what I was doing at the age of 15, Carter, but it certainly was not this. Gianluca Busio, 15 years young, a budding star, Sporting Kansas City, homegrown U.S. Youth International. And tonight, finally the night, he makes that professional debut under the bright lights of Children's Mercy Park. Children's Mercy Park, one of modern soccer's cathedrals in the United States. It will be the scene tonight as Swope Park Rangers play host to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Stay with us, we'll have the lineups for both teams and kickoff coming up next. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. It's a Western Conference battle between the Swope Park Rangers and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And let's take a look at the lineups for each team. Starting with the away side, Colorado Springs. Just 2 changes made to the side that lost on Saturday in St. Louis, as it's a goalkeeper change. Moise Poitier in between the sticks is a welcome return as well. Puwati between the sticks, and then a big night up top for AJ Jakewalk. He's the only Colorado Springs player to score from the run of play this season. Big test for him tonight.
And meanwhile, for the home side, the Swope Park Rangers, 4 changes from the team that lost in Las Vegas last weekend, as Diego Rubio, Gianluca Busio, Jalen Lindsay, and Adrian Zendejas forced their way into the lineup.
And I'll be keeping my eye on that back 5. Rangers have led in 7 goals through the first 3 games. That back 5 on loan from Sporting Kansas City. How do they do tonight against Colorado Springs?
Sam Cobbson makes a good point. The whole back 5 on loan from Sporting Kansas City, as well as 2 other players for the Swope Park Rangers lineup. So plenty of talent coming down in midweek here to play in Sporting Stadium. There's one of them, Emiliano Amor, started over the weekend in Las Vegas on loan from Vélez Sarsfield with Sporting Kansas City. The big center half getting another nod in the back this evening. And so on a cold night in Kansas City, Kansas, the ref blows his whistle and we are underway. The Swope Park Rangers, wearing their traditional blue on blue kits, will be going with the ball from right to left. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs Switchbacks in their all white strip, defending early on as Swope Park Rangers start with possession. And Sam Cobbson, you mentioned in our pregame buildup, 2 very different stories to the start of the year for these 2 teams. Swope Park Rangers, lots of goals in their games. For Colorado Springs, a little stingier in the back to start things.
That's right. It's been absolutely absorbing stuff for SPR. 9 goals scored, 7 conceded through 3 games. The pieces have already started to click up top. Defensively, however,
there's a ball right down the middle of the pitch and onside and into the area and just wide. It's a great save from Maurice Puwati. His first action of the year, and called into action in the first minute.
Right on cue, Carter. A simple Route 1 ball over the top. This one finds Haji Berry. Diego Rubio gets onto the end of it, and it's an impressive stop.
There's a corner from Busio, heading clear of the box. It's a really good defensive header from the corner. But worrying signs for Colorado Springs early on, as you mentioned, a ball straight through the middle over the top.
We saw Emiliano Amor do this a couple of times in preseason, Carter, in Arizona when he was with Sporting Kansas City. Really accurate balls over the top from the Argentine, and Diego Rubio there will have wished he'd have scored, but that is an impressive save from Puwati in his very first involvement of the season. He didn't feature in Colorado Springs' first 3 games.
Puwati made a club record 97 saves last season, which was good for 2nd in the league. Cameroonian international. His campaign in 2018 off to a really good start. Of course, Colorado Springs, a couple of 1-0 losses back-to-back. They'll be looking to get back into the win column themselves, as they won their first game against LA2 by a score of 2-0. Haven't been able to find the net since. Meanwhile, Swope Park Rangers just lost 2-1. That was their first loss of the season in Las Vegas this past Saturday. After a couple of 4-goal victories to open the year, they're on 6 points through 3 games. And here's another loanee, Christian Labato, 1 of 7 in the starting lineup. This midweek game really making it possible for the Rangers to get as many Sporting Kansas City players up as possible. Here's a ball trying to slip it in behind. There was Rodrigo Saravia. And then well recovered by Cousin, who is making his 3rd consecutive start as a holding midfielder in this 4-3-3. He's giving the ball away there. No, he hasn't. A crunching challenge from Graham Smith alleviates the pressure for the Rangers.
Carter, that was the first time there that Colorado really, Switchbacks really applied any sort of pressure. Rangers had lion's share of possession there the first 3 minutes. It's kind of their bread and butter under head coach Paulo Nagamura. A good turnover force there from the visitors.
And the second ball do the Switchbacks. And Now a bit of a miscommunication there as see it. It's a back three, almost a back five for Colorado Springs, and it was the right wing back pushing up the field, Jordan Burt. Just a little miscommunication with Shane Malcolm in midfield.
Carter, we talked about Josh Suggs' inclination to get forward as the left back for Colorado Springs. Jordan Burt's going to do the exact same on the right. 7 chances created this year. Not shy, whipping in those crosses, overlapping down the right channel. So keep an eye on that as match unfolds.
Here's a turnover in midfield and a chance for Colorado Springs to break. Just a little behind Saeed Robinson there. As a result, Rangers able to get back into possession. Good turn from Sarabia. Now the captain, the new captain for the Rangers. Just the second in their history. Off-season signing gets this move started forward. Here comes Haji Berry looking for a ball through the middle. Diego Rubio was there, just a little bit off on the pass from the left.
Yeah, that's a good look though from Haji Berry. Tied for the USL League this year with 3 assists. Already up to some playmaking early on in this one. He of course teed up Diego Rubio in the first minute a short while ago. So Rangers looking threatening going forward.
Haji Berry just had 1 assist last season with Orlando City B, and already, as Sam just mentioned, tripling that effort in the first 3 games of this year. And he looks to be a reclamation project for Peter Vermees and the rest of this Swope Park Rangers organization. Paulo Nagamura, first-year head coach. Another one of those guys, Carlton Belmar, really started this year on fire for the Rangers, and it'll be interesting to see if they miss him here tonight. He is not in the 18.
Yeah, it's a fascinating situation, isn't it, Carter? When you excel at this level, you give yourself the opportunity.
Busio onto the ball, feeds a nice pass into the area, and it's fired home! Tyler Blackwood finishes the pass. Gianluca Busio with the assist. 1-0 to the Rangers.
Easy as you like from the Swope Park Rangers, like a knife through butter. Lobato finds Busio, and he just lays it off to Blackwood, who makes no mistake, lashes the ball into the far corner, and it's 1-0 to the hosts.
How about that far post finish from Tyler Blackwood? He gets his first goal as a Ranger. The new man coming over from Sacramento Republic, where he made 34 appearances last season. And the Londoner opens his account for the Rangers. So too does Gianluca Busio in his first ever professional game, gets an assist in the opening 7 minutes.
Yeah, Carter, it's a good goal from a good player in Tyler Blackwood, no doubt, but Gianluca Busio finding that pocket of space to receive that pass from Lobato, turn toward goal, and then find the open teammate on the right side of the box there. Terrific stuff, and couldn't have drawn up a better start to the young man's pro career early on.
Of course, having signed with Sporting Kansas City on loan here this evening, making his professional debut. It was just at the GA Cup last season as Adrian Zendejas inviting some pressure in his own area. But Busio playing part of the U17 tournament where he's playing up 2 years. Scored a couple of nice free kicks last week in the Generation Adidas Cup down to Dallas. Here's a giveaway from Haji Berry. But straight from the youth tournament into an assist on the professional level. You can see why he's tabbed as one of the bright prospects in American soccer.
Yeah, Carter, I think there can be no questioning his tactical understanding of the game, his technique. The question becomes at this level, can he adjust to the physicality? And that's kind of what I'm most eager to see tonight, is how he does against a Colorado Springs team that has plenty of professional veterans on it, much older team than SPR. But so far he's started brightly and no causes for concern just yet.
There's Lobato being challenged on the near side by Malcolm. Lobato playing in a left back role this season.
One of the more versatile players for Sporting Kansas City, Carter, and he had an excellent preseason a few months ago down in Tucson and Scottsdale, Arizona. Did Lobato, one of the better performers during that preseason campaign, and now it's all about getting games, getting those reps.
That's exactly right, Sam. Peter Vermees has made it well known to the media here in Kansas City that when he sends guys to play with the Rangers, it's not a punishment, but actually it's a sign of endorsement. Just a very deep squad for Sporting Kansas City this year. Tough for guys to get games, and this is a perfect opportunity for some of those players.
Precisely. This is probably the deepest that Sporting Kansas City has been in at least 3 or 4 seasons. And so we've seen it with Diego Rubio up top. We see it with Lobato. We see it with all the defenders, and obviously Adrian Zendejas between the posts.
It's good double team on Lobato, and the Switchbacks win possession away, but Malcolm, as he drove towards Swope Park Rangers defense, ran into a cul-de-sac, and now he fouls Graham Smith. Another one of the loanees, and first round draft pick for Sporting Kansas City this year, Graham Smith. May be familiar to some of the Colorado Springs fans, as he spent some time his college career there in the great state of Colorado.
Yeah, fantastic last 2 years of college soccer at Denver. And Graham Smith carried that team deep into the NCAA tournament on 2 occasions. Very impressive player. Like his mettle, like his toughness, like his positioning as a center back. Certainly a promising project is Graham Smith.
He's played every minute so far this season for the Swope Park Rangers. There's a throw-in for SPR along the far side. Well dealt with by Diego Rubio to take that under quite some pressure. And now Jalen Lindsay exchanges a 1-2, cuts it back, edge of the area. Busio lines it up and fires it high.
Not a bad opportunity there for the young Busio, as his fellow homegrown Jalen Lindsay cuts it back, top of the box. The shot's gonna go high. Nonetheless, a good look. And Carter, Jalen Lindsay, another player that we could speak at length about, the 18-year-old who had a terrific preseason with Sporting KC. I kid you not, he was one of the more impressive players overall at that right back position. There is no doubting his ability to play at this level.
Another one of the highly touted prospects in this Sporting KC system. Here's good work from JJ Tomby, who was one of the 2 new players in the side from their loss against St. Louis. Zendejas again, calm there in his own 6. Of course, goalkeepers in this system required to be good with their feet for the Swope Park Rangers.
That's certainly Zendejas. How good has he been, Carter, for this Swope Park Rangers team since he joined in the summer of 2016? 24 5-5 record as a starter, 13 shutouts, a pair of Western Conference titles, and obviously he was heroic in the Western Conference Championship last year, saved 4 penalties in that shootout, and then made the game-winning penalty to send the Rangers to another USL Cup final.
Yeah, not a bad performance there from Adrian Zendejas. What about that record? 24 5-5. Take that every day of the week for your starting goalkeeper. Sam just alluded to a welcome return for the Rangers to Children's Mercy Park, where they were able to cruise through the Western Conference playoffs last season. Most notably thanks to that shootout victory. Adrian Zendejas scored the game winner. Those games, part of a 10-game home unbeaten streak for the Rangers. which now spans 3 venues in the Kansas City area. As Rubio going forward has it taken away, but Saravia, good work early on from the captain, and commentators curse as he gives it right back to Colorado Springs.
Well, the Rangers lose possession, then gain it back here. Ominous start early for Colorado Springs. Obviously the goal conceded, but Rangers looking a little too comfortable in the attacking half of the field, being able to string together passes, find open men in dangerous areas. Colorado Springs certainly showing no signs of pressing. They've yet to really gain their foothold. Be very important next 10 minutes or so for head coach Steve Tritsch's men to land a counterpunch of some sort, make it less comfortable for SPR.
A bright start for the home team. Here's a really clever touch and a ball sprayed out wide left. Saeed Robinson did really well there to invite Josh Suggs forward. Suggs trying to take Jalen Lindsey one-on-one, and Lindsey stands up well to the challenge.
And what has impressed me early in his career, Carter, about Jalen Lindsey is his physicality. We talked about Busio. Does he have the ability to go 90 minutes physically in a professional environment like this? For Jalen Lindsey, I don't think that's a question. I think he's a boy maybe at 18, but he is a man on the field. He's every bit as ready to compete at this level as anyone else.
Just off screen there, Graham Smith saw the ball roll under his attempt at a trap. And so Colorado Springs gifted some possession and really get their first chance in the box of the game as a cross into AJ Ajekwa. Couldn't direct his header towards goal. Well, Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Over a quarter of an hour gone here in Kansas City, Kansas. Swope Park Rangers leading through Tyler Blackwood's early opener. It's a very cold April evening here in Kansas City. No precipitation, but definitely a chill in the air.
Yeah, Carter, feels like we've been waiting for this town to warm up for a few weeks now. We got snow in the forecast on Friday. We were both in Colorado recently, actually, about 10 days ago when Sporting Kansas City faced the Colorado Rapids. And a cool, pleasant 60 degrees in Denver. It made, it made Colorado feel like just, a little spring break destination, a little break from this Kansas cold.
Very, very much so. It was good to see the sun while we were out there. Hopefully it comes back to Kansas at some point. 40 degrees at kickoff here this evening, and of course dropping. Rangers trying to stay red hot in attack. Putting it forward, Rubio, again able to turn, and now exchanging a 1-2. Jalen Lindsey into the area. Rubio picking up the pieces. Good work from the Chilean now as he lays it off inside Sarabia. For Busio, tried to get a shot away, and it's blocked, closed down by a host of white shirts. But Lobato there to clean things up and give SPR the ball back.
Good interchange there, obviously, with Diego Rubio and Jalen Lindsey on that far right side. Busio maybe caught in between two minds there a short moment ago at the top of the box, chose not to shoot. But again, it's good stuff from the hosts. Got the visitors pinned back when they do bring it into the attacking half.
Deft header from Lobato. Haji Berry had just strayed into an offside position. Chance perhaps for the Switchbacks to push up. They've been well pinned inside their own half in the opening 20 minutes.
One of the things you have to wonder is when the Rangers put a lot of players on the field that are loaned down from Sporting Kansas City. How is it all going to look on the field? Obviously, you can say, oh, well, they have an advantage because they've got 7 MLS players on the field. Well, these 11 guys haven't necessarily been training together day in and day out. And it can be hard to find that continuity, that rhythm on the field in a game against an opponent that has been obviously training together day in and day out. But so far, no signs of that issue popping up for the Rangers.
Here's a Jaquia trying to stand Smith one-on-one up on the near sideline. Well tackled away by the center back for the Rangers. And you can hear Adrian Zendejas barking out orders in Spanish to Emiliano Amor. Kuzain. Wide net right now with Sarabia, who, as I mentioned, is the new captain this year. Just the second in the team's history. Coming over from a year in Sweden, IK Frege. I'm sure that was horribly mispronounced, but
sounded perfect to me.
11 games with the Swedish side did Sarabia last season. He's a former first-round pick for Columbus Crew.
We first saw him here at Children's Mercy Park in 2016 when the Crew came to town. Lost 3-2 to Sporting Kansas City on an early July evening in one of the more entertaining matches of the season. And Sarabia coming to SPR, and he's already made a very positive impression. Obviously, Paulo Nagamura thinks highly of him in giving him the captain's armband, but obviously as well, 2 goals, 1 assist through just 3 games.
He's played every minute in midfield. Here he is gathering the ball with a nice touch on his left foot. Sprays it wide right. Lindsay again galloping forward from his right back position. Finds Kuzain, who tries to spray a pass over to the left. Well read in the end. Jordan Burt being pinned back by Haji Berry, and he heads it out to be out for a corner kick here for the Swope Park Rangers, their second of the match. Busio and takes control of this corner kick. Sends it in towards the penalty spot, headed high into the air. Pawati now trying to get onto it. Amor does well to step in front and knot it away from the goalkeeper. And now miscommunication between Switchbacks players, and this could allow Swope Park Rangers in behind. Blackwood trips on the ball, and it's a good takeaway by Tae-Song Kim, but he just sprays it right back into the center circle where there's 3 blue shirts waiting.
That was better there from Colorado Springs and closing down the gaps and the recycled ball in from the corner kick. But then somewhat of a blinded clearance upfield, and possession is squandered. I think if you're the visitors, you maybe want to keep the ball at your feet a little bit more. Haven't seen too much of it here in the first quarter of the match.
Well, they see it now due to Switchbacks, as it's just a miscommunication between Sarabia and Lindsay. And then likewise, miscommunication on the other end. So it's back with the Rangers. Hear exclusive stories directly from the USL's players and USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content that provides unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives. Well, Sam, as you mentioned, Rodrigo Sarabia has played here for an MLS side, but what a venue for these players to be able to play with in. Back to that in just a second as Barry has it stolen away, but we saw Colorado Springs players when they arrived, most of them had their cell phones out walking around the pitch. It's just an awesome opportunity for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and so far it's the only schedule on the Rangers, the only game on the Rangers schedule that will be played here. So Colorado Springs are the lucky ones on the schedule.
As you said in the opening, Carter, a modern cathedral of American soccer and one of the very best in the country. Not only soccer venues, but stadiums in general. The place is pretty stunning in terms of amenities and features, and certainly a fantastic spectacle for these players tonight. An excellent opportunity for the Rangers, who, as you said, will only play here maybe once this season. And then for Colorado Springs, this will probably also be as good as it gets in terms of playing in a $200 million venue that was made specifically for this sport. An excellent opportunity for them, and I think an opportunity where they'll want to seize the moment and they'll want to put forward a good performance that hasn't quite gone their way thus far, but plenty of time yet.
Cousin eased off the ball, and this is Colorado Springs streaming forward. But Kim's pass just behind Jordan Burt, and a let-off for Adrian Zendejas and Cousin, who miscommunicated on their pass in midfield.
Yeah, there's a huge let-off there. The away side looked like they were in. Taeson Kim threw on goal, but a little bit of miscommunication in the final third. But encouraging stuff there. There will be opportunities here for Steve Tritzschew's side to break through. They'll just have to take them.
Moore there on the cover, able to get it away from Suggs. Well, this is the type of venue you hope to play in as a professional. And the pitch coming along nicely as well, although heads groundsman Eric Landis told me he wants it to warm up. I think we all do.
That would help.
It should help the grass here at Children's Mercy Park as well, but it's looking like a nice surface to play on here this evening. So we are 25 minutes in, and the Rangers still lead through Tyler Blackwood's first goal as a Swope Park Ranger. Gianluca Buccio's first assist as a professional.
The Swope Park Rangers in their now 3-year existence, Carter, 27, 3, and 6 when scoring the first goal. Obviously bodes well for the hosts. And obviously Colorado Springs up against it a bit. The game has opened up. The game has been fairly entertaining, so more goals you would think still to come.
It's good work from Diego Rubio, and then Haji Berry with the little half spin that creates some space. And now Rubio switching the play nicely. Lindsay, a lot of space on the edge of the area, just scoops it up into the box, and it was a confusing one to defend for Colorado Springs. In the end, Jordan Burt taking no chances.
Yeah, no one on the receiving end of that ball, but it's not a bad ball at all from Jalen Lindsay. In between two defenders there, certainly made him think, and obviously the clearance out behind just to be safe. So another opportunity for Buccio to swing in a corner.
See how highly they rate this young man as he takes control of the set pieces in his professional debut. Here it is into the near post, flicked on, still alive in the area. Doesn't fall for Saravia, but Cousin tried to caress it down into his path. Just a little weird hop that allowed Robinson to stick his toe in and play it out of bounds. Throw into the chest of Rubio, defended well away by Taylor Hunter. And now that required some power on the header from Amor, but he's done just enough. And Smith plays it all the way back with Adrian Zendejas. It's a loose pass from Zendejas. He hasn't helped out Cousin in the early going.
Zendejas has been, shall we say, very relaxed looking back there. Carter, certainly no lack of concentration, but very relaxed. He likes the ball at his feet. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. It's kind of just his style. It's kind of the way Zendejas approaches the game.
Quick free from Saravia, tries to split the double team. And somehow Rubio managed to get that to a wide position. Buccio miscontrols on the edge of the area. Now the Switchbacks looking for a route out of the back. And the Jaqua's layoff. It's a little too far up the pitch for Jordan Burt. AJ Jaqua from Gardena, California. Of course, signed in September of last season with the Switchbacks. Coming over from San Antonio. Played in just about every minute of the remainder of the Switchback seasons towards the end of last year. come SPR again through this right-hand side. We've seen a lot of Jalen Lindsay in the opening half hour of this game.
Carter, with both teams really relishing any opportunity they can. There's a giveaway here.
Paulo Nagamura wanted a shove on Christian Labato, but Labato doesn't give up, gets back into the play, and now an offside against Colorado Springs. As that last-ditch tackle, I think, Sam, from Labato disrupted the timing just enough. And that meant the white shirts straight into an offside position.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play there from Labato, and one that was needed ultimately, as that attack kind of arose from nothing for Colorado. But as I was saying, with both teams really liking to push their fullbacks forward, it's SPR who has actually had the opportunity to do that just through their dominance in possession. We've yet to really see Colorado be able to showcase that on their end.
There's an offside against Tyler Blackwood, who has switched over to the left-hand side here after scoring from the right. Assistant referee getting a nice assistance on that call from head coach Steve Tritschu, up off his bench on the near sideline to raise his arm for an offside. Perhaps a decent reunion for Colorado Springs and Steve Tritschu, as he was a member of the 1988 USA Olympic team in Seoul, South Korea, along with one Peter Vermees and Brian Bliss, members of Sporting KC's staff.
Tritschu also a member of the 1990 World Cup team in Italy with Mr. Vermees. Certainly an accomplished duo there.
Moore chasing over from his right center back spot. This will be a corner for Colorado Springs. Well, I tell you what, you look at that 88 roster in Seoul, and there's some who's who among American soccer. All of those guys going on to contribute hugely for the U.S. soccer scene. Here's a corner into the near post. Shouts for handball from Colorado Springs. Nothing given from referee Guido Gonzalez Jr.
Yeah, the Switchbacks, I believe, thought that Amor handled this ball near the penalty area. Low corner swung in. And does hit his arm. The question is, Carter, is that accidental, or is that worthy of a penalty kick? And that's why I'm not the referee.
Referee was right on the scene. That play took place just a couple yards ahead of him. He elected to not give the penalty, and as a result, the Switchbacks fire over. Certainly, the ball hit the hand there of Emiliano Amor.
It's a 50-50 call, isn't it? And in the speed of the game, it can oftentimes be very difficult for the official, in this case Guido Gonzalez, to make that correct call. This one turns out in favor of the hosts.
Tough ask for Labato to keep it in play, and did just about that. As the Rangers again keeping the ball. Amor retreating there from the pass from Kuzain. And then Sarabia and Jordan Schweitzer tangling in midfield. Now a dangerous tackle from Graham Smith, and he'll be called over to have a chat with the referee.
Yeah, just a bit reckless there from Graham Smith. We're gonna see this tackle again. Whether or not the referee shows his card or not remains to be seen, but yeah, he just goes through the player there. It's an easy call, but no card for Graham Smith. And he'll be able to proceed with a little bit less caution than he otherwise would have.
Perhaps fortunate there for Graham Smith to escape any further punishment. Just the talking to from Guido Gonzalez. Now Now it stood up for Burt to try and chase. He was in an offside position as Smith came over on the cover. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter.
I've been doing plenty of that, Carter, through the first few months, or excuse me, the first few weeks of the season. Plenty of goals being scored, plenty of really good goals being scored, and this league is growing at an impressive rate, both in number of teams and in quality. We see it year after year. I think we've seen it even since 2016 when SPR entered the league in the Western Conference, that this league continues to grow, continues to gain pedigree as one of the more competitive second division leagues.
Inside Tyler, inside Tyler.
Plenty of people in attendance throughout the United Soccer League as well. We'll have some storylines to talk about at halftime. As Sam mentioned, USL just continues to grow. There's Lindsay along the far side being chased into a corner and just tried to play it out. Diego Rubio, who gives an admirable chase, but now here come the Switchbacks forward into the attacking half. Haven't spent a whole lot of time with the ball, Colorado Springs. As we see, it really is a back three when they're in possession. Two wingbacks getting forward. It's a nice spin move in midfield from Shane Malcolm. Finds Tomby. Tried to play Jakwa over the top, and JJ to AJ just didn't come off there for Colorado Springs.
No, it didn't quite, but that was probably the best sequence of the night so far from Colorado Springs. Strung together at least 10 passes there, looked good through the middle, but then Tomby with just a stray ball might have been better served, being a little more patient, spreading it wide, keeping that a little bit longer.
Of course, this is one of two games in the Western Conference this evening. Two games on the schedule in midweek for USL. Tulsa playing host to Portland 2. That game going on right now as well. It's a good interchange of passes between Busio and Lobato, two of the Sporting KC loanees here on the left side, and now it's opened up for Saravia. Plays it wide right with Jalen Lindsay. Haji Berry running the channels for Lindsay to play it into. It's a good build-up here from the Rangers. Left to right, back now to left, and Blackwood has a long-range effort. Bounce easily into the arms of Moise Puati. Puati called into action in the first minute. An excellent save to deny Diego Rubio in on a one-on-one. As Stuart Seus, the Haitian, has seen all 270 minutes of action so far. He's on the bench tonight for Tritshu and the Switchbacks. He only made 5 saves, did Seus, as Diego Rubio's called offside there. 5 saves in the 3 matches. And only conceded 2 goals as well, which really speaks to how defensively sound this Colorado Springs Switchbacks team has been in the early stages of this season.
They have been. You wouldn't necessarily have known it in the early going tonight, but they have improved over the last 10 minutes or so. Good stuff there from Lindsay. They have improved, has Colorado Springs. And to see Moise Puati back between the pipes, probably a welcome sight for a lot of Switchbacks fans, as he was excellent last year, finished second in the league in saves. Made plenty of the jaw-dropping variety. And still only 22 years old.
Some step-overs from Ojeko as he tries to create space. He's found a good ball for Schweitzer. Now a little slip into the area. Stood up to the back post. It's a wonderful cross. And Zendejas has to be alert to tip it past his near post.
Excellent stuff from Switchbacks FC, but even better from Zendejas. If this is indeed a save, we're going to see it here. That's an excellent ball clipped to the back post. And a shot by Suggs. So close for the visitors.
Wing back to wing back there as Burt stood it up for Suggs. Now Suggs will take this corner kick. Doesn't beat the first man. Blackwood able to head it out of the area. And then the return to Suggs is too high from Tae-Son Kim, but easily the best chance of the night falls to the captain for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, and you kind of see the bread and butter there of Colorado Springs showing through with Jordan Burt clipping that ball to the back post. One fullback to the other, Josh Suggs. Maybe a little unfortunate not to score there in level terms.
It's a tight angle for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, nothing easy about the shot.
Managed to get plenty of power behind it. But Adrian Zendejas had his angles well covered. Able to tip it round that near post. So the score remains 1-0 to the Rangers. Of course, putting their Ranger moniker to use here tonight. Ranging out to Kansas City, Kansas. Children's Mercy Park. And now Blackwood dropping deep to pick up possession. He'll have a run at Jordan Schweitzer, who makes a really nice sliding tackle out of play to break that attack up. One of several University of Denver products on display here this evening. Mentioned Graham Smith, Schweitzer, and Taylor Hunter. Denver guys for the visitors.
It's a neat opportunity for a guy like Jordan Schweitzer, who started his career at Orlando City B, but now kind of a homecoming for him. Coming back to Colorado Springs, where he's familiar with playing up the road in Denver.
And now it's well worked by the Switchbacks. They got a man over, but he goes for goal instead, right into the chest, the midriff of Adrian Zendejas. Shane Malcolm. And again, Zendejas has to come up big as Colorado Springs growing into this game this evening.
Certainly, that's very good stuff from the visitors, and caution signs for SPR as Malcolm slips behind, shows his speed, but his shot lacks the direction to beat Zendejas, who does well sprawling low to stop that shot. Nevertheless, Switchbacks FC finally gaining something of a foothold in this one for the first time. Certainly positive signs for the Switchbacks coaching staff. And boy, if Shane Malcolm could have got his head up there, he would have seen this man, Saeed Robinson, in plenty of space. But this front three now creating problems for the Rangers back line. Into the feet again of Malcolm, whose crack is blocked away at the edge of the area. Now stood up for Jordan Burt. Corner of the penalty area. Tried to get it onto his left foot. And Zendejas makes a save. It was offside from a Jaquwa, but again, some shaky defending in the back from the Swope Park Rangers. Let's take a look at that save moments ago from Adrian Zendejas as it kept this score at 1-0. Malcolm, certainly no shortage of quality from him, but Zendejas equal to it. And as we've said, as we approach halftime, visitors gaining strength. Paulo Nagamura will want his side to regroup. Blackwood just caught out in possession. An excellent challenge as well. And now Saeed Robinson dances around the tackle from Emiliano Amor. Robinson charging forward into the area, and he skies it over the bar. Danger, danger. Saeed Robinson. But he just can't get that one on frame. From one Jamaican and Shane Malcolm to the other, Saeed Robinson taking advantage of a slip at midfield and just unable to put that one on target. But again, Switchbacks have taken momentum of this one. Now Paulo Nagamura barking out orders, and I think the hosts will kind of want to stem this tide a little bit as we near the interval. Just over a minute remaining in this first half regulation time.
As Haji Berry was trying to spray one out to the right-hand side with Blackwood. Hearing that there'll be 1 minute of added time in the first half. And I think you're right, Sam. I think it's the Swope Park Rangers, despite having the lead, that will be happy to see the halftime break fast approaching.
It's been interesting how the last 15 minutes or so have unfolded, in that you thought maybe early on that the Rangers would be in cruise control. They looked very comfortable going forward and weren't challenged all that much in possession, but credit to Steve Trichu's men for bouncing back and certainly making a game of it as we approach the break, and certainly all to play for in the second half.
Rangers started this game brightly. A save required from Puati inside a minute. And Tyler Blackwood opening the scoring in the 7th minute. Colorado Springs growing in confidence and quality. They've had a couple of near misses in the past minute or so as we move forward into that 1 minute of added time.
Carr, if you look at the shot totals, this recent flurry by Colorado Springs, they've got 6 shots now. Swope Park Rangers 4 shots.
2 saves required from Adrian Zendejas, one at his near post and one hit basically right into his stomach. Switchbacks piling on the pressure at the end of this first half. There's another testing ball over the top from Emiliano Amor. JJ Tomby lives up to that test there. Now Busio just muscled off the ball by AJ Ajekwa. Intercepted though by Kuzain, and this could be one final attack for the Rangers in the first half. Blackwood, his pass blocked. And his shot also blocked. Good effort there at the end of the first half. But that'll be the final action of this first half as the Swope Park Rangers, through that man, Tyler Blackwood, head into the halftime break with a 1-0 lead. And that is a score at halftime. Swope Park Rangers 1, Colorado Springs Switchbacks 0. Stay tuned with us for a nice feature on Gianluca Busio, making his professional debut for the Rangers. Halftime here at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. The Swope Park Rangers leading Colorado Springs Switchbacks by a score of 1-0 thanks to Tyler Blackwood's first goal for the club. And his goal was set on a platter by a youngster, Gianluca Busio, the 15-year-old making his professional debut. He's already signed with Sporting Kansas City, down now on loan with the Swope Park Rangers. So we had a nice look at the life of Gianluca Busio.
Obviously, this is a very big day for the club and obviously for Gianluca and his family. And so the first thing I'd say is congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
It doesn't feel real to me. It's just a dream since I was a little kid to be a professional soccer player, and to be doing that at 15 is it's a blessing, really, because I've always wanted to be one, and it's just a dream of mine for my whole life. I've been working towards it, and for it to happen now, it's amazing. Like the other teams that were approaching me, they were a good team and an organization, but when I came to Sporting, they made me feel like I was their investment. They made me feel important, and I just knew that when I came here to visit, that I was going to get the best experience, prove that they could be a good team for me. Walking out with the stadium, Sporting everywhere, to play there like every week would be amazing. That's something I've always wanted and always worked for, playing a big stadium, fans, and your name on the board and stuff like that. That's just something that every soccer player wants to see one day. I feel still like a 15-year-old. It hasn't hit me yet that I'm doing all this. It's like I'm in the clouds. I don't really feel it yet.
Look at the signing of the young Gianluca Busio. He is on the score sheet in the box score with an assist as his helper helped Tyler Blackwood fire the Swope Park Rangers to a halftime lead. 1-0 over the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. We'll be right back for halftime stats and analysis.
I'm joined today by Jake Edwards, president of the USL. Just getting ready to kick off an exciting 2018 season. Jake, thank you very much for joining us today.
Great, my pleasure.
You know, we're getting ready to kick off the 2018 USL season, but this year has also been very crucial for the successful launch of USL Division 3. Talk to us about, you know, the league and kind of the steps that are taking place to get ready to kick a ball with them next year.
Yeah, that's a great deal of work that's gone into that so far. It's been a 2-year project, and we're kicking off in 19. Very excited. It's a significantly important step that we're taking here because there needs to be more professional soccer. There are a significant number of communities and fans that don't have access to a professional team of their own. And there's an opportunity there to go into these communities. We want professional soccer clubs that are going to be here for many years to come, and we'll follow the same model with the right ownership, with the right venue, and with you know, great professional players now between the 2 professional divisions, and also with our pre-professional league, our PDL, our Elite Amateur Under 23 league. Now with the 3 properties, you'll actually see more integration of these leagues. Division 3 is going to have a huge impact on the growth of the sport.
What does Jake, as president, think about when you're looking ahead for the next decade? What are some initiatives that you kind of see on the horizon?
We set a long-term strategic plan out that took us through 2020. Some of those projects are going to carry on beyond that. There'll be some more expansion into the USL for Division 3. It's the continuation of our soccer-specific stadium push to get all of our teams playing in those venues. Again, continue to focus on the competition level, continue to attract quality players and world-class stars into the league, and coaches as well. You know, a large part of what we're going to be focusing now is on the commercial growth and the media growth of the league, as we've built significant interest and significant quality, and there's a lot of people that want the content now, and so we're going to be unveiling a lot of new partners over the coming 12 to 24 months. So there's a big area of focus there for the league, and ultimately the fans. You know, keep servicing the fans, keep engaging with the fans, keep giving the fans more and more great professional soccer for them to come out and support.
Welcome back into halftime between the Swope Park Rangers and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. SPR lead by a score of 1-0. Again, alongside Sam Cobson, I am Carter Augustine, and let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Swope Park Rangers. Sam, as well, there's plenty to talk about in those 3 games, isn't there? A trip to San Antonio, OKC, and then a trip to the Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, I mean, have your pick. Those are 3 fantastic ties coming up for the Swope Park Rangers. San Antonio and OKC, playoff teams from last year, and then obviously Phoenix with the big names on their roster. Always a treat when you go head-to-head with them.
San Antonio, one of the better places to play in the league as well. So very tasty matchup on the slate for this weekend. Of course, SPR playing in midweek. We'll see if that has any effect on the boys as they head down to Texas for that game on Saturday. Let's go around the league now, taking a look at some of the top storylines, and I think the one on top there speaks very highly of the new team in USL Indy 11.
Well, how amazing is that? Lucas Oil Stadium hosted a Super Bowl not long ago, and now Indy 11 comes into that venue. You get nearly 20,000, a fantastic spectacle for the league, and says a lot about where this sport is headed in this country.
Indy 11 in that I-74 rivalry against FC Cincinnati. They did fall by a score of 1-0, but a pretty sweet Stranger Things tifo as well. What a great sign for the league and for Indy 11. Of course, Hartford trying to get a stadium done as well. And the Las Vegas Lights with a brilliant start, not only on the field, they did beat the Swope Park Rangers, but taking all the storm on social media as well.
Yeah, say what you will about their style, but it's been eye-catching, it's been compelling, and people are watching. You know, and credit Las Vegas Lights for coming in with a bang, and obviously not a bad start either with 7 points through 3 games.
Let's take a look at the stats from this game as the Swope Park Rangers and Colorado Springs Switchbacks starting to really get into the game there in the second half for the Switchbacks, but still a huge, hefty possession lead for the Swope Park Rangers in that first half.
Well, SPR has the hefty possession lead, but it could have been a lot more lopsided across the board. Switchbacks did a really good job getting back into the game as the half wore on.
And we talk about the Swope Park Rangers on the road this weekend. They'll be back in action the following weekend, Soccer Saturday on April 14th. There's a look at a nice swag you can get if you're one of the first 500 fans to Shawnee Mission South District Stadium. Back-to-back Western Conference champions with Patrick Harry once again raising the cup.
I'm in, Carter. I'm going to that game. That shirt is fantastic.
Another great merch from the Swope Park Rangers. Love to see the Masquatch as much as we can, and we'll be seeing more of him and the rest of the Rangers in the second half as they look to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Swope Park Rangers lead Colorado Springs by a score of 1-0. We'll be back right after this for the second half kick. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park as the Swope Park Rangers lead by a score of 1-0 over Colorado Springs Switchbacks. So let's take a look at the first half highlights, as it was a bright start for the Rangers, calling Moise Puati into action with a through ball straight down the middle.
Route one over the top from a more fantastic save from Puati to deny Diego Rubio. How good is that?
Sprawling to his right-hand side within the first minute. But then minutes later, Tyler Blackwood opened the scoring for SPR.
And that first touch from Bucio to open up and distribute to the right. Blackwood makes no mistake. Excellent finish into the corner.
Wonderful touch finish for Tyler Blackwood's first goal. There's chances again. Bucio firing high, and Swope Park Rangers really on the front foot to start the match. Colorado Springs Switchbacks grew into the game towards the latter stages of the second half. Adrian Zendejas called into action several times.
Yeah, and Shane Malcolm was on the end of this one. Couldn't quite get it past the SPR keeper. But Steve Trichu's side certainly improved as the half wore on.
We're looking to continue that upward trajectory in this game as Colorado Springs start with possession here in the second half. They'll be moving from right to left in their all-white strip, trailing to that lone Tyler Blackwood goal. Really well worked from the opening whistle, as we've had a substitution already. You see him on the ball there for the Swope Park Rangers, as Kuzain is withdrawn. And the Rangers now in possession. Jalen Lindsay trying to make forays into the attacking half, as Matteo Silva checking into the game, making his second appearance for the Swope Park Rangers. Of course, former draft pick with the San Jose Earthquakes, Matteo Silva. He will slot into that holding midfield role for Kuzain. As Bucio has to wear a sore one from Jordan Schweitzer, former Seattle Sounders homegrown, right into the back of Sporting Kansas City homegrown.
It'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see, Carter, if Bucio is able to last the 90 minutes. As we referenced earlier in the show, coming back from the U17s, where he was at the GA Cup in Frisco, Texas last week, and helping Sporting KC U17s win a pair of matches to close out the tournament. Can he go the full 90? Will he go the full 90 in his first USL appearance? We'll see here as he's hounded, but does a good job to elude the tackle.
Switchbacks now with a good ball forward, just past the outstretched foot of Shane Malcolm. And now Rubio with a nice turn, and tries to play Blackwood into space. Well intercepted. Taylor Hunter was there for the Switchbacks. It's a dangerous pass out of the back from Puati, as Haji Berry closing down, able to deflect it out for a corner kick.
Neither side particularly sharp on the ball since the restart, Carter. But with Matteo Silva coming in, a really good-looking young player, obviously drafted by the San Jose Earthquakes in the Super Draft a few years ago, and made a strong impression with that organization. I think the Swope Park Rangers, when they had the opportunity to add him in the offseason, they made no hesitation.
Seems to be one of the strategies of this Rangers setup, bringing in high draft picks or homegrown players from other teams, likes of Haji Berry and Rodrigo Saravia, along with Matteo Silva, Carlton Belmar, coming over a couple years ago. Peter Vermees has talked about it several times. Sometimes guys just need a change of scenery to progress in their careers.
You see it literally every year, Carter. You see a player who comes into a new team, maybe what he has accomplished with his former club or former clubs isn't too much to write home about, but then it's a renaissance. They take off. They absolutely take off under new scenery, new management, new teammates. See it every season.
I have to say that's exactly what Carlton Belmar did with the Swope Park Rangers team. Former USL Rookie of the Year with Portland 2. Fell out of favor in Portland, comes over and already is the all-time leading scorer for the Rangers and earned a contract with Sporting Kansas City as a result. There's a wonderful cross-field pass from Diego Rubio. And now Hadji Berry slipped in behind. He has numbers in the area. He's trying to get his head up. Berry trying to slip it across for Rubio, and it's just touched away at the vital last second. Switchbacks able to hack it clear for a corner.
Yeah, and Berry wanted to get the ball on his favored right foot there, as we can see. Might have been able to send a cross through earlier, but Rangers will nonetheless have a corner that Busio plays short.
Short to Lobato now. Into the area, and Amor somehow misses from inside the 6. What a chance for Emiliano Amor.
I'm wondering why Amor didn't just crouch a little low and nod the ball on frame there. Tries to take it with his right foot extended. Kind of a tougher play, it looked like. I think it was Josh Suggs for Colorado Springs doing just enough defending there to throw off Amor. Or else it could have been 2-0.
Golden opportunity for the Rangers to double their lead. Here's Hadji Berry again in behind. And now a nice little step through. And a big save at the near post from Puati as Hadji Berry looks dangerous early on in the second half. And let's take a quick look back at this chance from Amor just moments ago. You're right, Sam. I think the pressure there from Suggs just put Amor off as it ricocheted off his shin, and then a little toe poke from Hadji Berry. Requires a save at the near post. Here's the ensuing corner kick. Busio. Amor battling with Burt, who did well to win that header. Matteo Silva trying to bring Sarabia into the game. He did really nicely, the Guatemalan captain for the Rangers keeps it afloat. And Lindsay trying to put it onto the 6. And the Rangers could get caught out here with a nice throw from Moise Puati. Malcolm streaming forward against Busio. And Busio tracking all the way back to force a corner kick, but a lightning quick counterattack for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
And a superb outlet pass from Puati, throwing that ball on a dime. Busio forced to recover as Shane Malcolm was breaking toward goal, but a very exciting sequence there as the Rangers threatened twice at one end and the Switchbacks counter quickly. They'll have a set piece of their own right here.
This game really opening up. We move into the 53rd minute here. Kansas City, Kansas. Corner kick for the Switchbacks. Left-footed. Onto the 6, still alive and hacked backwards. I don't think that's where the pass was intended, but now Robinson moving forward into the area, and it's off the shin of Burt. What a chance for the Switchbacks. And here's a throw now from Zendejas, trying to match Puati. Throw for throw. Blackwood streaming past players. Slips it in for Rubio. Around the keeper. Rubio. Still alive. Finds a good pass. Off the post. Somehow it stays out. And how on earth is this game still 1-0?
This game has turned into an absolute track meet. Thrilling end to end. Brilliant attack here. Rubio rounds the keeper. Does well to keep his composure. Cut the ball back. Off the woodwork there, my goodness.
Hadji Berry dinks it off the left-hand post of Moise Puati. Really was the keeper's best friend there, and surely the Rangers thought they had scored on that lovely counterattack. Well, we just saw the Switchbacks counter from a corner, and the The Rangers did the exact same thing the other way. Here's Barry again in behind this back line.
Carter, I'm not sure we'll get it, but if we do get 35, 40 more minutes of this, I certainly will not complain. Both sides threatening the Rangers in particular. They're kind of kicking themselves for not being 2 goals to the good right now.
Lindsay wins a really well-timed header. And now Sarabia strong in the challenge to play it wide left. Barry, a couple step overs into the area still. Barry with the ball. Back heel. Sarabia finds Busio, who tried to square it for Diego Rubio. And now Busio shows some strength on his youthful frame. Lobato wants a 1-2. Just wasn't the right direction on the pass from the return from Barry. But a slack back pass is intercepted by Amor, and now he can stride into attack. Rubio lays it off for Sarabia. Saved at the near post. Poati coming up big again for Colorado Springs.
And this chance arises because of Emiliano Amor's excellent step into the attacking half. Does wonderfully to win the ball back. And that is a superb fingertip save from Poati on first look. I didn't think that he actually saved the ball. I thought the ball went wide, but that is a fantastic stop at full extension. Fingertips from the young 22-year-old.
Shielded by his own defenders there as well, and the curvature of the ball, the strike from Sarabia. What a wonderful save. Here is corner kick from Busio, headed clear of the 18, but still the Rangers with numbers forward. Second attempt. It's an easy gather for Poati. He'll look to spring a counterattack. And a shrug of the shoulders from Steve Tritsu, as that was just a gift of possession back to the Rangers.
The first 10 minutes of this second half has been an absolute treat. Brilliant end-to-end soccer.
Well, this certainly looks more like an early season Swope Park Rangers game than an early season Colorado Springs Switchbacks game, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like 2 goals have just been scored. You look at the score line, it's still 1-0, but you wonder how long that will last if the action continues to unfold in the way it has since the restart.
Colorado Springs yet to concede multiple goals in a game this year. A couple of 1-0 losses. They haven't scored since the first game of the season. And here is a poor clearance from Jamal Jack. And Sarabia starting to gain in stature in this game. Lindsay on the overlap, finds it back now with Sarabia. Onto the left foot, into Busio. First time pass for Rubio, clattered into the back of, it was Hunter. Headhunting for Diego Rubio on that play. There's a man down in the center circle for Colorado Springs. Looks like a Jake was slow to get up. The ball doesn't stick with Rubio, and that allows Kim to come back and steal the ball away, and Jamal Jack, 30-year-old, coming over from Pittsburgh Riverhounds, but now it's given away again in the back by Colorado Springs. Sarabia taking his time. Matteo Silva now on the ball for the Rangers as he just calms things down a little bit. And Haji Berry, adjudged to have fouled. He will be the first player in the book this evening. As moments ago, a shout for a penalty in the area for the Swope Park Rangers. Colorado Springs had a handball shout in the first half, and here's ball into Diego Rubio.
Yeah, I think Taylor Hunter just kind of goes through Rubio there, and it's not a bad penalty shout. And then at the other end, it's Haji Berry going into the books for a high boot. First booking of the evening.
Yellow card for Haji Berry, who has flashed in behind the back line on several occasions in this second half. There's a good ball for Suggs, but recovery there from Jalen Lindsay. Looked like he was beat initially, but he steals it away. And then Berry just sucking in a defender. Has won the possession, and he's found an excellent ball for Tyler Blackwood. Into the area, Blackwood cuts it back for Berry. Great recovery challenge there from J.J. Tomby. And again, this game looking wide open. Malcolm now finds it inside with Schweitzer, and he finds the right wing back Burt and acres of space. Burt now trying to find the run of Malcolm, who slips again. Seen him slip a couple times in this second half already.
The midfield has been absolutely stretched. It almost looks like there is no midfield at times in this game. As we've seen both sides trade punches. And just when one team has the opportunity to maybe take a little bit of the air out of the ball, they break through into the attacking third and create danger to that, or the one team commits a turnover in their own half, leads to a chance. So been pretty gripping stuff early on. You can only hope that it continues.
There's another ball inviting Blackwood to run into space, and Pawati there was in between two minds trying to figure if he should come out. Instead, he allows his defender Tomby to come over and play it off Blackwood, out of bounds for a throw-in. As we head towards the hour mark, just half an hour to play. And as you can tell, this game's still very much wide open. All 3 points on offer for both teams. The Rangers leading by a goal to nil. Well, the USL's official Facebook page brings you the best from across the league with news, highlights, and interactive features. Like the USL on Facebook to get the league's best content delivered directly to you. How about that ball from Tae-Song Kim? Well, perhaps not as good as initially thought. It looked like it was going to go straight into the path of AJ Ajekwa along that far hand side. So it drifts out of play, and a chance to gather our breath here, Sam Cobson, as this first 15 in the second half has absolutely flown by.
I'll tell you, this is really the first opportunity we've had to do just that, Carter. Both sides not shy at all to pose a threat going forward. Now Rangers at it again.
Rubio just dribbling through the middle of the pitch. He finds the ball out wide left to Busio. Now Labato getting into the area. Finds a good pass for Rubio, edge of the box. Back with Labato. Barry tried to turn, and now here's a chance for the Switchbacks to break away. 3-on-3, but Rangers players recovering. It's a nice leave for Robinson now, edge of the area. Robinson trying to sprint around the defense. And that sprint just allowing the Rangers to recover, and in the end, Robinson just dribbles it out of play.
Carter, we've talked about the fact that Colorado has not scored in 2 games now, 2 straight 1-0 defeats, and they haven't scored a goal from the run of play since the 25th minute of their season opener. Now, if they want to get back in this game, salvage a result, and have to start making these opportunities count. They've caught the Rangers on the counter a couple times, but that lack of an end product right now is the difference.
Referee tried to play advantage there, but there was none, so he'll pull it back for a Switchbacks free kick just inside their attacking half. Sam mentioned just the 1 goal from the run of play so far this season for the Switchbacks. Looking for another one here, but offside is Josh Suggs. Switchbacks just slowly making their way back to Colorado, as they were in St. Louis last weekend, here in Kansas City in midweek, and they have a home game against RGV on Saturday.
It's one thing that I think the USL does a good job of is scheduling throughout the season. It's obviously a very tough task with so many teams spread across the United States and Canada, but when teams go on these 2 or 3 game road trips, oftentimes you find that they'll knock out 2 or 3 of them in a row that make geographic sense. So for Colorado Springs, going from St. Louis to Kansas City, and then they'll obviously go back home for Saturday's match.
There's a stumble in the back, and Busio benefits. He finds a good pass now. Haji Berry into the area. Rubio turning onto the left, blocked away, and Berry keeps it in play. into Rubio again, but well defended this time by Taylor Hunter.
I keep thinking, Carter, one of these teams is going to end up kicking itself at the end of the night for not taking more chances. It's either going to be the visitors for not being more clinical on the counter, or it might be the Swope Park Rangers for not adding to their lead when they've had multiple opportunities to do so and letting Colorado Springs back into the game. We'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah, just a moment ago, there was a slip along the back line. Now, Switchbacks in possession. Ball fizzed across the area from Robinson, looking for the feet of Shane Malcolm. Saravia was there to smash it out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the visitors. Here, the fan group. Rangers Never Die banner just in front. College night here at Children's Mercy Park for the Swope Park Rangers. Amor, first touch, brilliant. Second, equally so. He's found a
Organize in the back. Hey,
streaking Tyler Blackwood along the right-hand side. Lindsay, it's a bit of a loose pass there, but Saravia was alert, able to pounce on it. And now Matteo Silva. Whoa, he'll have a go from distance. Plenty of steam behind it, but Schweitzer blocks it away. Just a hesitation there between the two Rangers players that allowed Kim to steal in for just a moment, but it's one back. Saravia now finds the feet of Matteo Silva.
Not sure we can see it on the screen, but Haji Berry absolutely begging for that ball over on the far left sideline. He was in a fair amount of space, but maybe not a bad thing for Rangers to calm things down a bit, organize, settle into the ball. Obviously, they had 77% possession in the first half. And here now, being patient. 25 minutes left in the game. You have a one-goal lead. You'll probably want to build on that. One goal may not be enough if the first part of this second period is any indication. There will be chances they continue to flow. So right now for the Rangers, it's all about staying organized, staying on the ball. Let the possession do the defending. When you have that opportunity, make sure you take it.
Good spell of possession for the visitors here. So they chase that one-goal deficit. Towering header from Graham Smith. And now Matteo Silva, who's making his first appearance since starting that 4-3 thriller in Reno that opened the Swope Park Rangers season. Lindsay trying to move forward, and it's out of play. That'll allow for the first substitution for the Switchbacks as AJ Ajayko. We saw him slow to pick himself up from a challenge along the halfway stripe. He is withdrawn for Luke Vercoloni, who they call the original Switchback in the notes. Of course, in his 4th season with the club, his first team All-League back in 2015, and still has club record for goals in a season and assists in a season, as well as being the club's all-time leading goal scorer. Not a bad option off the bench.
And happy 36th birthday to Luke Vercoloni, the USL veteran. More than a dozen years of professional experience, turning 36 years old today. Excellent career, and tonight, his big night, to help his team salvage a point. Maybe more.
A foul on Tyler Blackwood, so free kick opportunity and a yellow card coming out of the pocket now. So Shane Malcolm will go in the book, and that means there's one player for each team on a caution. Sam, that is an excellent reminder to me. Happy birthday to Luke Vercoloni, but more importantly, happy birthday to one Maggie Augustine, my mom.
Fantastic.
Must be a good person, Luke Vercoloni, if he's born on 4-4.
Happy birthday, Luke, and happy birthday to Mrs. Augustine.
Hopefully she's well into a gin and tonic at this stage.
Or listening to us, right? Or both.
Probably both.
That'd be perfect.
Well, here's Gianluca Busio on this set-piece opportunity. Curls an inviting ball into the 6. Strong punch from Puati as Graham Smith, who is excellent in the air, was looming there on the edge of the 6-yard box. And now has Vercoloni timed it? He has. He's onside here. Vercoloni trying to cut it back. And that cutback just allows a host of blue shirts to retreat into position. Just about beating offside there right on the halfway stripe. And now Vercoloni whipping in across. Looked like Amor just about got a hair to it. And in the end, Blackwood does excellently to keep it from going out for a corner kick.
I thought Vercoloni had strayed offside there, but to the Rangers' credit, they did recover quickly and were able to extinguish what was looking like a very dangerous situation.
That looks like a good opportunity for a counter for Haji Berry. It still could be honest. Sarabia able to steal it away from the Switchbacks. And now Rubio trying to get in behind, tried to just turn away from the defender, but Hunter covering expertly, and he snuffs out the counterattack for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, Hunter shepherding that one away. And we oftentimes see Rubio comfortable with his back to goal as he, again, tried to turn there, but it was always going to be a tough play, given the angle, the speed with which that play unfolded. But good defending there from Hunter.
And now Silva again. Berry, just tons of space on the left-hand side. So too is Sarabia into the area. Sarabia, kick save, Puati. And the Rangers still just clinging to this one-goal advantage.
Puati had to make that play to keep his side in the game, and he did just that. Sarabia talked about his production, 2 goals, 1 assist. And he almost adds to it here. So we see Haji Berry playing through. That's a good kick save from Puati. He really bailed out his team on multiple occasions here in the second half.
He's been strong today. Luis Puati in his return to the #1 shirt for Colorado Springs. We'll have another corner to marshal his defense as Busio curls one into the far post. Smith heads it down, still loose in the area, but Shane Malcolm dribbling free. Boy, we've seen him relieve a lot of pressure for this Colorado Springs team as again he tries to dribble past the entire back line, and Matteo Silva on the full stretch gets in front of Malcolm there and is able to pick up the tug back foul. And again, it was a one-man counterattack there for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, he's been a wrecking ball, has Shane Malcolm been throughout the night. Matteo Silva just getting in position. That's what you like to see from your holding midfielders. When things unravel a little bit, to have your #6 there to clean up. And Silva, well positioned, draws the foul. Like you said, Malcolm very active tonight. He'll certainly be sleeping well.
Busio forces the turnover. He wanted the return pass from Haji Berry, who holds up a hand in the center circle there. Just overcooked it, and it looked like Busio would have been in behind. Kim with the loose touch, but is able to get back onto it. Switchbacks now attacking down the right-hand side. Good interchange of passes. And Burt whipping in across. Amor is there to just ease it back into his center back teammate Graham Smith's pass. And Smith now in between 2 teammates. This could allow the Switchbacks into the box, and it's a fizz cross along the penalty spot behind the 2 runners. Robinson there was looking for a couple of white shirts in the area. Colorado Springs starting to pose a threat. Here's a ball again onto the spot, headed away by Amor. Rubio with Good tracking back work to keep possession, and Berry slipping inside, and now the Rangers a little bit of room to work. Not anymore though. Lovato just dribbling casually into the area. Colorado Springs, Vercoloni looking for a handball. Instead, it's back with him. He'll switch it back for Burt now. Burt, his cross into the first man. He's recovered really well. You can hear shout from the sideline at Haji Berry, who's just a little slack in trying to get that ball clear. Switchbacks mounting the pressure. Swope Park Rangers pinned inside their own half. There's a cross to the back post, and Tyler Blackwood taking no chances. He heard some footsteps behind him. Corner kick, Colorado Springs.
A slack and sloppy moment there for the Rangers. Multiple times had the opportunity to kill off the attack, but giveaways there in their own defensive third, allowing Colorado to keep knocking on the door.
Shortly and quickly taken corner. Lindsay able to tackle it away from Robinson, but just momentarily. Here's another cross into the area. Burt is there to rise highest, but his header well off frame, and Adrian Zendejas saunters out to claim that inside his own area. Have your say in who becomes the USL Player of the Month for March, and which players earn the USL Goal of the Month and Save of the Month awards by casting your vote this weekend at uslsoccer.com.
Moise Puati's going to have a good shout at Save of the Month for that diving stop that he had earlier here in the second half. It's as good a save as I've seen all season on the other side.
Lovato, it's a fortuitous bounce into his path, and he tried to lay it off for Diego Rubio, but good speed showed there by Jamal Jack. Poor giveaway though. Puati just right into Matteo Silva's feet, and this is going to be trouble for Colorado Springs as Blackwood is in. And again a save. Puati keeps this at a one-goal game. Well, he gifted that ball away, and he had to make amends in the back.
He did. Blackwood give him lane. He says, if you give me the lane, I'll take it. Fires one on goal, and Puati again rescuing Colorado Springs. He's been very, very good tonight. You just have to think, Carter. As Gianluca Buccio's pro debut comes to an end at the 77th minute, on comes Felipe Hernandez, another Sport KC Academy product. 19 years old. You have to think, Carter, as I was saying, that if Colorado is able to find an equalizer here, Swope will absolutely be kicking themselves for not doubling their lead earlier in this game.
Substitute Hernandez, his first action of the game is a corner kick into the near post, and defended well by Colorado Springs. Inside Robinson, good vision there to pick out Vercoloni along the far hand side. And here's Vercoloni again in possession. You mentioned Sam, Felipe Hernandez checking into the game. That's Academy product for Academy product, and another young man that spent time with Sporting Kansas City down in their preseason in Arizona. And I know he is held in high esteem by the coaching staff, as this ball out of play will allow for another substitution. And Tae-Song Kim just signaling to the referee that he is making a long walk around the field. That allows Toby Utso check into the game.
Yeah, Carter, when we talk about Felipe Hernandez, I'll tell you this. If he continues to play at the level he's been playing, excellent shot that he becomes another Sporting KC homegrown player, maybe as early as this season. Played 23 games for the Rangers last year in central midfield. Really grew into his own. Showed that he has what it takes as a professional, and now 2018 for him is about taking another step forward.
Well, he's got a job to do, as do the rest of the Rangers team, and seeing this game out is good work along the far hand side. Shane Malcolm able to shred a defender and get across, and Amor defended really well. And now Lovato trying to streak forward. into the thigh of Rubio. Somehow keeps it in play. Or no, he did not. Out of bounds. Rubio looking down at his cleats as the Chilean just slipped at the vital moment. And now another academy product coming into the game for the Rangers. Camila Benitez, fresh off his professional debut this season. He'll check in for the lively Haji Berry.
Lively is exactly right, Carter. He's involved in the attack all night long, got himself into good spaces. He'll be maybe disappointed that he doesn't have anything to show for in terms of a goal or an assist, but another solid outing. Down comes Camila Benitez, another Sporting KC Academy product by way of North Carolina. They've got that nice pipeline going. Camila Benitez, 18 years young. Another promising youngster who is looking to make a strong impression in his first pro season.
Made his debut in a start for the Rangers at home against Seattle earlier on this season. Camila Benitez. There's a foul against Shane Malcolm, who is on a yellow card. You heard there from the crowd. It was a really rash challenge there from Shane Malcolm. He's got to be careful here for the remaining 10 minutes or so.
Upon first glance there, Carter, Shane Malcolm might just be a little lucky that he's still on the field, as that could have been his second yellow. Some refs would have certainly shown a card there, especially if the player isn't already sitting on a yellow.
Here, there, the disagreement from Paulo Nagamura on the sideline as Tyler Blackwood judged to have fouled there.
3 yards from the guy.
Nagamura disagreed. And now Benitez charging out as Sam Cobbs mentioned, coming over to the academy by way of Charlotte, North Carolina. Benitez actually born in Ecuador, but part of this very nice Carolina pipeline that has emerged for Sporting Kansas City and the Swope Park Rangers. Good dribbling work there from Shane Malcolm, as in the end, Graham Smith has to slide this one out. It'll be another corner kick for Colorado Springs. Just under 9 minutes to play here, and they are searching for an equalizer. The captain, Josh Suggs, will take command of the situation and the set piece. His in-swinging corner to come. Suggs delivers it right into the 6-yard box, and Graham Smith powerfully heads that one back for another corner kick. So Suggs will get another chance here. Here, referee Guido Gonzalez paying special attention to Bercoloni, who is right in front of the goalkeeper, Adrian Zendejas. Here is the cross right to where Zendejas and Bercoloni are dueling, and Zendejas using his pin frame, just slowing things down for the Rangers.
Yeah, that's a smart move right there. Zendejas with his height at 6'5". You're always going to like him to win those, but that is a sloppy giveaway from the Rangers.
Amor looking for Saravia. He's asking him to check back, and he did not. So, like you said, Sam, a sloppy giveaway, but just about able to defend it away. And now Silva looking for a huge diagonal, trying to send Tyler Blackwood forward. Really well marshaled in the end there. Jamal Jack on the full, excuse me, that's J.J. Tomby coming over from his right center half position. Boy, did he have to be quick to chase down that long diagonal.
This, Carter, these are the moments. Up a goal, if you're the Rangers, anything self-inflicted really has to be avoided. This is a Rangers team that obviously predicates itself on keeping the ball, dominating possession. But when you try to do that, you also leave yourself open to the fact that you may turn the ball over and open yourself up. And that's exactly what you don't want to do in a situation like this. And I think if you're Colorado Springs, you'll obviously be hoping for that mistake. But if that mistake isn't made, you're going to have to make something happen yourself. Passes like that, you're not going to get the job done.
Schweitzer just trying to curl that one and didn't quite wrap his foot around it. Just a straight ball out of play. And just over 5 minutes to go in this game. Switchbacks running out of time to find that equalizer. Trying to avoid a 3-game skid here in the early stages of the 2018 USL season. Battle in midfield, and Schweitzer's done really well there to get away from Saravia. He's found a pass for Hunter. Suggs now in some space. Smashing across to the edge of the area. Mercoloni was late arriving and just couldn't quite bring that under his control. Hernandez finding Labato, who dribbles really smartly into the space in the middle of the pitch. And Saravia, again, as you said, Sam, there's plenty of space in the midfield.
There is. Numbers might have been on there, but that's probably the smart move from Saravia, keeping the ball. Benitez was making a run down the right flank, really wanting the ball there. Bit of a wayward pass there from Graham Smith.
Here, Colorado Springs trying to get their last sub into the game. It's Pascal Ebusi making his first appearance of the season. So he's back, Cameroonian, back with Colorado Springs this year. Listed as a center back, so we'll see what type of involvement he has here in the final 5 minutes and change.
Carter, he stands 6'4". Looks like he's occupying a center forward spot right now, so probably someone who Colorado Springs will be looking to loft those Route 1 long balls to over the top, win those headers, see if they can gather those second balls in and around the box and try to salvage something late here.
So, really good job by Jalen Lindsay to shield that out of play against Taylor Hunter. Strode forward from his center back position. Which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team ranks after its most recent results. Well, the Rangers looking to stay up towards the top of those power rankings. Highest scoring team in USL so far this season, added their 10th goal through Tyler Blackwood, and that is the difference so far in this game here at Children's Mercy Park. So we tick on. There's 3.5 minutes and change left in this game. Swope Park Rangers hoping to hold on to this 1-goal lead that they've had since the 7th minute. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs looking to avoid their 3rd consecutive 1-0 defeat.
Well, if that defeat does come, Carter, I'd still like to give Colorado Springs some credit here. 10 minutes in, it looked like they'd maybe be run out of this building, but they have rebounded and they've given themselves a shot at least getting something out of this game.
That happened right in front of the Colorado Springs bench. They wanted a handball as Saravia came back to tackle away. Did look like on his tackle, that ball just popping up into his hand. Been unfortunate for the visitors to not get a free kick in a dangerous position there. And Rubio has found Blackwood, who is hiding amongst the fans along the far side. Blackwood springing from the shadows. And he's released Felipe Hernandez into the area. A last-ditch challenge from Tomby.
I like that from Hernandez. You got to keep the defense honest and challenge them. As he tries to make his way down the left end line, and Tomby does just enough to force a set piece. And I would expect Hernandez to take this one short.
We talked about the Carolina connection for the Rangers, the Cameroonian connection for Switchbacks, Tomby being one of several Cameroonians on the pitch at the moment. He's done well in his right center half position. Here's a well-worked short corner, and it's popped out now. Rubio looking for a 1-2 with Hernandez on the edge of the area, but now there's numbers forward for the Switchbacks here. Straight from the corner. They're streaming forward, trying to find an equalizer. First time cross deflected. And again, the counterattack. A chance goes begging for Colorado Springs.
That's a big play there from Christian Lovato to get in front of that cross, prevent it from finding anyone in the penalty area. Kind of a curious situation there, and that SPR were almost caught. Given the current status of this game, amount of time left, certainly wouldn't want to see that happen again.
Lovely first touch from Diego Rubio, and then smashes a diagonal over to Blackwood, who is just getting chalk on his boots in this latter stages of this second half. Hearing that there will be 3 minutes added at the end of this match, just 30 seconds away from that added time. Switchbacks looking for one final chance to equalize here. Onside, Robinson beats the offside trap. Now dribbling into the area, Robinson cutting it across the penalty spot. Still alive here for the Switchbacks. Vercoloni finding Schweitzer now. And Malcolm going one-on-one. And a round of applause for Tyler Blackwood, who the goal scorer, tracking all the way back there, earning a crucial free kick for the Swope Park Rangers.
Yeah, you can't ask more from your winger. Nervy times laid here in stoppage time for both teams. And Tyler Blackwood, who put his side ahead after just 7 minutes. Tracking back and making a huge defensive play here, giving SPR a free kick that Zendejas takes long.
Second ball won by the Rangers, and Felipe Hernandez dribbling into a double team. So the Switchbacks back with possession. Hernandez is tackled. Doesn't win possession, but Matteo Silva does, and it's fallen to Hernandez. The Rangers try and kill this off, and will they head to the corner flag? That looks like the directive for Tyler Blackwood. Plenty of space here for Silva. Casual pass there to Rubio, but Rubio alert to the danger, and now he's found Blackwood again in space on the left. Rangers just keeping the ball here as they try and kill the game off. And a loose pass from Lovato, and Smith has to just pump this one forward. Blackwood's going to be the first onto it. Wonderful touch, and it's a decent ball. Benitez is not alive to that ball coming across the area, and Hunter dummied it away. Excellent. Malcolm just flipping it over the head of Hernandez. Matteo Silva's not going to mind this yellow card as he just smashes it clear. Move forward into the final minute of added time here. Rubio arguing that the kick should be taken well behind where it is. And that's a yellow card for Diego Rubio.
I've never seen 2 consecutive yellow cards being given for delaying a restart. It just happened there. And now if you're the Rangers, tight marking to be done in your defensive half.
Good fake by Schweitzer, and he opens up space for a cross to the back stick. It's one in the air, but offside. The substitute, Toby Uzo.
It's a good line there held by Amore and Smith. Rangers have done enough, I would say, Carter, to deserve all 3 points here tonight. Although, as we've said, Colorado Springs certainly gave a good record of themselves as the match wore on. Nothing for them to be ashamed of by any means.
Zendejas pumps it forward as the final seconds are ticking off the clock here. Blackwood has the 1 goal to his name. Now he try and cross it to the middle, blocked away. It'll be another corner kick for the Rangers. They've piled up in this second half, but I can't imagine they'll be sending anyone forward for this one. We have played the 3 minutes of added time. Referee Guido Gonzalez pointing to his watch here as the Rangers taking their time in getting this ball restarted. Rubio just trying to hold off the Switchbacks defenders. Hernandez again dribbling into the corner as time running out for the Switchbacks in this game. Plateau finds Saravia, and that'll do it. The Swope Park Rangers move to 11 games unbeaten at home in a row. Tyler Blackwood, the hero today, his 7th minute goal was all that SPR needed to run away with all 3 points in this one. They are victorious as the final score here from Kansas City, Kansas. Swope Park Rangers 1. Colorado Springs Switchbacks 0. Stay with us. We'll be right back for full-time stats and analysis from Children's Mercy Park as SPR win by a score of 1-0. Full time here at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas. The Swope Park Rangers winning by a score of 1-0 over Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Sam Cobson, another win in the books for the Swope Park Rangers as they start an excellent start to the 2018 campaign.
Another win in the books and another good performance, Carter. I think on the whole, this was a performance that warranted all 3 points. The Rangers received just that. A good performance in their lone game at Children's Mercy Park this season, probably. And for Colorado Springs, they grew as the game went on. They weren't able to find that goal. Their goal scoring issues continue, albeit early in the season. Early on, it looked like this game maybe wouldn't be close as the Rangers stormed to that early 1-0 lead, but Steve Tritchu's side rebounded well, gave a good account of themselves. And overall, Carter, I'm amazed that, I mean, we end 1-0, but I'm amazed there weren't more goals being scored.
It really was a wide open match, and pretty strange to see it ending with just the 1 goal as Captain Rodrigo Saravia with some Guatemalan fans along the far side. Let's look at tonight's stats from this game. 1-0, most important stat, but 1 goal, as you said, really belies what an open game this was.
It was a very open game, and it was a very entertaining game. I think the 15 shots to 6 and then the 71% possession, not entirely indicative of the balance of play. I thought Colorado Springs did well over the last hour of the match, and it was relatively even from that point on. But Paulo Nagamura has to be feeling good about where his team is right now. 9 points from 4 games, but more importantly, looking good on the field. The quality of that performance is certainly there early in the season.
quality of the performance is what led the Swope Rangers to a 1-0 victory over Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC here at Children's Mercy Park. An early goal from Tyler Blackwood was the difference. As the Swope Rangers get back to winning ways and extend their home unbeaten streak all the way to 11 games. For Brad Zimmerman, Jason Briley, George Burrell, Maggie Blair, the rest of our fantastic crew. Sam Cobb's in here in the booth. I'm Carter Augustine. Thanks for watching. This was USL Western Conference action. SPR 1, Colorado Springs 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.